What is up, guys? And in today's video I will be giving you guys a Chucky TV series trailer breakdown. If you enjoyed this video, do go down there, smash that like button, and let me know, are you excited for the TV series as much as I am. So let's talk about Chucky the TV series, and let's get right into the video. I titled it "and more" because there are a few more things I do want to talk about and give some more thoughts on this trailer and just the TV series as a whole. But the first image I do want to hop into is we see it's most likely Nika, and I'll explain my reasons why. It looks like she is killing somebody. It looks like she's killing somebody in a hotel room. It looks like we're probably going to get a scene, and there's another scene that's like this, so I will talk about later, where Nika and Tiffany trap somebody in their hotel room just because Chucky, Charles, Nika really wants to kill. Now, at first, you probably hear in my reaction video, I thought this was a flashback scene with Charles. But if you look closely at the hotel room, it looks exactly like the same one that Tiffany and Nika are held up in. So my assumption would be this isn't Charles Lee Ray, this isn't a flashback, this is Nika, and they have trapped somebody in the hotel room, kind of like the Devil's Rejects. If you kind of picture, the Devil's Rejects, maybe Nika, goes up to, some people, or Tiffany, or they both do, or whatever the case may be. I think it's going to be a scene like that. So yeah, I'll bring up the Devil's Rejects. I feel like that's a good example of that. The next scene is just this awesome shot of Chucky. The doll looks amazing, and I think this is a great shot of the doll. The next thing that I do want to talk about is a clip. I'm going to let it play over as I talk. But in this clip, you hear Jake talk about Hackensack, where Chucky was born. That's where we know this will be taking place at. And you hear him talk that this town has some history, That's really interesting to know. Has there been more killers, born here besides Charles, or have there just been random killings here? That's really interesting to find out. Alongside that clip, we got this awesome image, this awesome overhead shot of the town. It looks really awesome, and I can't wait to see more of this town in the TV series. The next clip, as we know, Jake will be taking Chucky to school. And in this scene, it looks like Jake is stashing Chucky in the locker. This is probably where, a few minutes later, the frog scene will happen, I would imagine. Maybe, Jake takes him out, then he walks to his next class, and he has, a group of friends that are, talking to him and saying, I don't like that doll, or whatever. And he just kind of, rushes over to his next class. I think that this scene probably plays over into the frog scene that we do know. The next thing is this scene right here, and this clip, this little picture, shows Jake checking the batteries. This is a really cool scene because I will let it play right now. It's a clip where Andy is telling Jake, check the doll, check the batteries. Now, how does Andy know that he has the doll? I don't know. That's really interesting. Maybe before the scene, 2 incidents already happened with Chucky, and they're already on the news or something, and Andy knows and he wants to protect this kid. Perhaps, maybe. I think that's really interesting. Now, how does he know? I'm not completely sure, but an awesome clip, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. The next one is, I believe, and I think this picture right here is the first time that we will see Chucky come alive and be alive in this show. So a really cool clip right there. I think Chucky will be coming. This is the first time we will see him come alive and possibly do his first kill. Now right here is a really interesting scene because it's a scene from Child's Play 2, and it's a scene where Jake is looking up Chucky. You see him looking up Chucky and all these murders. Now we do, and I hope this happens. We have a character in this show that he's into crime. He's into that type of stuff. I hope not only do we look into the cases of Child's Play 2, but it would make sense if they look into the cases of Bride, if they look into the cases of Part 3. I hope just not Child's Play 2. I hope that one character, I forgot his name, really dives deep into Chucky and helps Jake find out things, and they dive into maybe even the first events and, you know, part 3 events. That'd be really cool, and I hope they do more of that and not really waste that potential of that character. The next one is very similar to that scene, probably plays out very similar, and that is them just looking up, you know, all the stuff that has happened with Chucky. We see the first one being mentioned here. It says 6-year-old boy says Chucky is alive. Urban legend Charles Lee Ray and Chucky. I think that's pretty cool that Chucky's kind of an urban legend now. Charles Lee Ray is an urban legend now. I like that. I think that's really cool that, like, there's an urban legend now. I think that's really cool. That, like, he has became bigger in this world, and I think that's really cool. You know, considering the fact that he is a serial killer, if that makes the most sense. Now, this scene was the scene that I said is just like the other one. You see, possibly Nika with these 2 girls. They're two girls possibly about to kill them. Again, this has to be Nika because it looks strikingly similar to the hotel room that they are held up in. The next scene right here is really interesting to me, and it's a scene now. It looks very similar to the scene in Child's Play 1 with Maggie. As you see, there's flour. I'm assuming flour. There's some flour on the ground, and there's some footprints, Chucky's footprints. Yeah, Chucky's footprints. So I'm thinking 2 things. I got 2 theories here, and I want to know your theories on the specific scene and how it may play out. One, it's an Easter egg. And what I mean by Easter egg is, you know, sometimes horror movies, TV shows, they throw references and Easter eggs to the older properties, the older films or older episodes or whatever. It looks like they may be doing a nod, a tip of the hat to the first Child's Play, where Chucky's feet was up on the counter when he killed Maggie, and they discovered that, and they was looking at Andy's shoes. Or maybe we're going to get some flashbacks of the first Child's Play, you know, of the first Child's Play movie, but it's not just a flashback, it's some reshots. Now, will that make some people mad if they're reshooting some things from the first movie? I don't think that should get people mad, because in a way, it kind of helps them explore that story a little bit more, even though they, you know, I'm not sure if they could do that, considering MGM owns the first Child's Play, but they was able to use some of the flashbacks in Curse, and they was able to, you know, add on to that and expand on that. So I don't know how all that stuff works. I'm sure they could do that here, show that flashback, show Maggie's death, and show that, and add on to that and expand that. Maybe more stuff with Mike Norris. Maybe we could see Mike Norris come back. Obviously, the same actor will come back, but maybe they, you know, will like de-age him. You know, obviously they were like de-age him. You know, would they have the budget for that? Probably, I would imagine. So this is a very interesting scene. Again, it's just footprints on the counter, but it gets, you know, me personally thinking, like, is it going to just be an Easter egg or more to it? You know, could it just be a, you know, of them talking about the first events? Maybe Jake and the other guy, I always forget his name, so I do apologize, are talking about the first Child's Play's events, and they talk about Maggie's death, and they kind of, you know, all connect the dots. And that's one of the connected dots, is seeing Chucky's footprints on top of the counter. Or could it be, they have reshot some of some of the scenes from the first Child's Play, and that's one of them is Maggie's death. They've reshot that with some old and new footage and spliced it together, where, you know, we're going to get more of Mike Norris, you know, with that same actor, but obviously de-aged, because obviously he doesn't look like he did in the 80s. This is a really interesting scene as well. It's just Jake looking at Chucky. But did Jake get Chucky in a box at the yard sale? No, he didn't. So this is a different Chucky doll. Now, why does Jake have another Chucky doll? That's a great question. Either Jake picked this Chucky doll up because maybe the Chucky dolls are back. You know, we know in Cult of Chucky, which I would love if it, would get explained, and maybe this is the way they're going to explain it. Maybe Jake, sees in a shop window, Play Pal toys are back, the grand opening, and he sees one of the dolls and he goes and grabs it and takes it home to compare to the one he picked up at the yard sale, and he sees that this one has batteries in it. So maybe this plays into the Andy scene where Jake has the phone call with Andy, where Jake knows that, hey, Play Pals is having his opening down the street, let me go grab a doll real quick or something like that. Or maybe this doll was sent from him. Maybe Tiffany sent him this doll, or maybe Andy sent him this doll, but would Tiffany really have a good guy box? Questions, I know, but interesting scene nonetheless. This scene right here just makes me laugh. For some reason, it makes me laugh, like Chucky taking off his shoes. I don't know why it's funny to me, but it's Chucky, literally, he took off his shoes to mess with this girl. Now, I've said it here, this TV show looks fun. Not only does it look fun, Chucky's having fun in this show. He's like in his big house, he's having fun in this TV series. You can tell that. He has taken off his shoes, okay? He's taken off his shoes, put them under the curtain to make the girl think Chucky's over there when Chucky's like running behind her. I love stuff like this because it just shows the intelligence of Chucky. Like, he uses stuff around him, and it's obviously his shoes. I don't know why I find that funny, but I find it funny. This scene is Chucky as a teenager. Now, I'm not going to put it up on screen because we've all have already seen it, but we've also seen Chucky as a kid. Now we've seen Chucky as a teenager. So I think that's really cool that it seems like we're going to see Chucky as a kid, teenager, and adult. I love that. And he looks pretty evil here, and I buy this as a teenage Chucky. I buy this as a teenage Charles, obviously, aka Chucky. So I do buy this as just a teenager, 17, 18-year-old Chucky. I can buy that. It looks like maybe he killed somebody in this scene. This scene right here, we have Andy and Kyle possibly in a scene with Chucky, which is really cool to me as well. So yeah, let me know what you think goes down on this scene in the comments below. Next is this really interesting scene, and off topic for a minute, when I do these trailer breakdowns, I play the trailer like in a very slow motion, then I kind of speed it up. It's a tricky process. If you do trailer breakdowns, you know what I'm talking about. This was kind of a split and you miss it type of thing, so I couldn't really get a clip of it because it was really hard to get. But in this scene, we see somebody with a ring, and they're holding a butcher knife, possibly chasing somebody. Now, who could this be? I don't think it's Nika, because from the things we've seen, besides this, I don't really remember Nika having a ring. This is not Tiffany. So my thinking is, Chucky has possessed two things. Chucky has possessed somebody else. He splitted his soul again with somebody else. Maybe that will be one of Devon Sawa's characters, because we know he will be playing twins, possibly. Or could this be maybe this is near the finale, and Chucky, maybe Nika dies in this TV series. She dies in this conflict, and Chucky possesses a new body, possibly. We shall see. This is a really fun and interesting scene. Tiffany buys a house. How do you know she buys a house? You see clearly she's right there with a realtor with a for sale sign, it looks like, with her classic Bride of Chucky car. Now, I love this, Tiffany buying a house. That's funny to me. I don't know why I find that funny, but I just find it funny. But yeah, she is buying a house here. She's buying a house. Now, I've always wondered something, and I'm sure it's not going to be explained. We know she still goes by Tiffany Valentine. We know that. So, we know Tiffany has a little backstory of her own, just like Chucky. So, how is she able to buy houses? And I'm sure her car is insured as well. So, how is she able to buy houses? How is she able to go in and about, if she maybe has, a very deep criminal record, like Chucky? How can she do that? I know you can fake paperwork and stuff, but sometimes you have to have help with that stuff. So who helped her fake paperwork. You see that in movies and TV shows all the time where people fake paperwork to fake their identity, but she's still going by Tiffany Valentine. So, am I, thinking too much into it? Probably, but I just find it interesting her buying a house, and maybe she's going to be living next door to Jake. That's really interesting thing. But in this next scene right here, we see Tiffany is in the house. Now, some people have questioned this scene. I just see it as a modern day scene. Tiffany really doesn't look young here in this, so I just assume this is in the inside of Tiffany's house. This is the inside of her house. We know, from Tiffany's car, she likes older, she has that older nostalgic to her. She likes older furniture. She obviously has an older car, so she likes that older nostalgic. So I can buy her having this old TV, this old furniture in a, in a 2021 home. I can buy that. I can honestly buy that. In this scene right here, is Nika possibly going to tase somebody? Chucky, Charles, going to tase somebody with a taser? I'm thinking possibly Andy or maybe Jake. I would say Jake, because I don't know if they would I know Sci-Fi is going to let them do a lot, but I don't know if Sci-Fi will let them show a kid get stabbed, not saying Jake's going to die, but maybe in the shoulder or something. Maybe that's why Nika is doing the taser, because maybe she's about to tase Jake, because maybe they can't show that on TV. Even they can go far as they can. Maybe that's a limit that Sci-Fi won't let them go. I don't know. Just a theory. But in this, so yeah, that was everything in the trailer. If there's anything that I missed, please let me know. If there's anything I missed, again, like I said, if you do trailer breakdowns, sometimes you just miss certain things, or you just find something that that you just missed. So let me know in the comments if I have missed anything. I'm very curious to know if I missed anything. But I feel like I've talked about a lot of things that bring up a fun and interesting discussion. And yeah, I want to talk about a couple more things, just my thoughts on the trailer and some other things that I did find out, because we're going to get some more things, and I'm so excited for this. It also has been revealed the TV series takes place 2 to 3 weeks after Cult of Chucky. Now that's interesting, because does Cult of Chucky take place? That makes you think about Cult of Chucky. Does Cult of Chucky take place, in a whole day? Does Cult of Chucky maybe start at 7 a.m., 8 a.m.? Does it start early in the morning? 2 to 3 weeks. I would think a month, 2 months, if you want to kind of keep it in that range. But 2 to 3 weeks, we shall see how that plays out. But, we shall see. And you gotta think, just off topic, shipping and all of that, if Tiffany had to ship Chucky to this town, it's going to take maybe a week, 2 weeks to have him shipped. Maybe she did express, I don't know. But yeah, 2 to 3 weeks after Cult, yeah. But yeah, I am excited for this TV series. I think, I have my, concerns and my complaints. I did a whole video on how I feel about I say possibly because of that recent trailer about Jake being protected by Chucky protecting Jake. I really don't think that's the case now, or at least for the whole series, because it looks like Chucky is going after Jake, definitely in this trailer. So I am going to eat my words and say, maybe I, was just kind of overthinking that. But again, I can't help to do that. As a diehard fan, you're going to get critical. But, I'm still, hoping they don't fully go down that route that Chucky's protecting Jake. I don't think they are mainly based off of this trailer now. I think Chucky's going to try that. Chucky's going to try to protect, to protect Jake. Maybe Chucky kills one of his bullies, and Chucky tries to come off as literally a good guy. He tries to come off as this good guy, but obviously he can't. Jake is not buying it. He knows there's something more to Chucky, because again, Chucky has never really dealt with a teenager before. Chucky has mainly dealt with adults and children. He's never really dealt with someone that's 14, 15, 16, maybe 17. I don't remember if they said how old Jake is. So if you remember how old Jake is, let me know, because I don't think they said how old Jake is. So Chucky's, he has never really dealt with somebody like that before. So that's really interesting. And I also find it really interesting, will there be a twist with Jake? Like, is Jake going to actually turn and help Chucky kill? That's going to be really interesting. Like, is that actually going to happen? And I also have other theories. Maybe, again, we still don't know why Chucky's in his hometown. Why, he has a mission. Jake even says he has a mission. He knows he has a mission. So what is Chucky's mission? Maybe, just a theory, Jake is related to Chucky somehow. We know in Curse, Chucky likes to, finish things he started. So maybe Jake is a lost relative of Chucky, and Chucky has came to hunt Jake down. And this has always been in Chucky's plans. Again, you kind of say, well, why didn't he do it way before? But just enjoy the show. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the show. But I'm starting to think now that's what it's going to be. Chucky's not going to, he will not be protecting Jake. He's just going to play that role at first, but Jake is going to catch on, and then that's going to, make Chucky go back to his old ways that we all love him for. So, I'm very curious to know, are you excited for the Chucky TV series as much as I am? I'm super excited for it. I'm starting to think there's going to be a twist with the Jake character. Either he, could be a lost relative, or he's actually going to help Chucky, or a crazy theory, maybe he's Glenn. I know that's a super crazy theory that people might hate me for saying, but maybe Jake is Glenn. I know a lot of people's going to hate me for that and hate me for saying that, but who knows? We shall find out. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go down there and smash the like button. If you're brand new around here, hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of horror content coming. We got obviously the Chucky TV series on the same week, Halloween Kills, which I'm so excited for as well. I Know What You Did Last Summer is coming this month. So much good horror stuff is coming this month, and that means so much content coming here on the channel. So if you like how that sounds, and if you're brand new, hit that subscribe button, and like I said, hit that notification bell. Let's have a discussion about theories, about predictions. Let's know all that in the comments below. I'm thinking actually about making a discussion, theorized type of video, maybe like a couple of days before the TV show actually airs. So let me know if let me know if you would like to see me talk about the show more and all that. So yeah, catch you guys in the next video.